All right, so I'm going to try to do this one kind of quick. Basically, this is a pretty obvious one. You know, marriages used to work and they don't now. 70 years ago, we weren't texting our exes at 2 a.m. We weren't sending sexy selfies to friends of the opposite sex. We weren't texting 50 people on our phone instead of cuddling on the couch with our partner. We didn't have our next option lined up the second something didn't go exactly the way we wanted in our relationship. We worked on problems and communicated with our partners instead of posting about issues on social media so everyone could put their 2 cents in. You want things to work? Stop making your partner compete for your love. I mean, this is pretty straightforward and it's very true. Statistics back it up that between 1960 and 1970, divorces literally doubled from 30% to 60%. Many people say that this is because, many people who are apologetics for females say that this is because women now had a choice, except the problem with that is if you look at the top three reasons for divorce are irreconcilable differences, infidelity. Of course, it doesn't specify who's being, unfaithful, the man or the woman. And then the last one is finances. So infidelity, finances, irreconcilable differences. Now, all these three major reasons are, giving women an out. So it's like, not only does the man have to be a breadwinner at all times, he has to make the woman not cheat on him. He has to be satisfying in bed. So he's got to go work a 9 to 5, 5 days a week, come home, still be satisfying in bed. Hopefully he's able to have enough energy to work out and not have a big gut, which is very tough if you work 9 to 5. And then on top of that, reconcilable differences, meaning that the woman has to be pleased at all times. So this is set up for a failure. Oftentimes the people who do legislation are immoral people. And I believe that the devil is in the details, particularly with our legislation in America. Do I think that in a sense, like, people shouldn't be able to get out of marriages if they're just unhappy in the marriages? Sure. But why are you unhappy? Can your unhappiness be changed? Have you tried to work on it? It's just that we live in a microwave generation. We live in a generation where people are so quick to throw things away, and there's a million guys out there who are waiting, like wolves to swoop in and try to hit on a woman who's married, and they don't give a crap about the man. There's just example after example after example of why this statement is true. So I just wanted to make this quick video and just point this out. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, obviously, I don't think you should get married in the sense that because the state is involved in your business. That personally, for me, as someone who's like an anarcho-capitalist, someone who's like more of a libertarian, and particularly someone who's influenced by MGTOW and the red pill, I don't think people should get married in this day and age. But this meme does hold a point that 70 years ago, people's marriages did work. They worked out their differences. They didn't throw those relationships away based on things like, oh, okay, you don't make enough money for me. Oh, well, John down the street makes more money than me, or makes more money than you, so I'm gonna go marry him. It's like that's not love. Or like, what, I want to go be a slut and you're not letting me be a slut, so I'm gonna file for divorce because I just feel like you're not doing it in the bedroom. Or like, you can call that an irreconcilable difference. It's just like there's so many outs. But I'm not saying that the marriage institution necessarily should cause people to be hemmed in, so to speak. I do believe in freedom, and I do believe in freedom of choice, but ultimately these laws give women a lot of power, and it's sad, and it's just like, well, you can't expect us to be supermen. You can't expect us to do everything and be everything. You can't expect us to go to work 9 to 5, come home, and please you all moments of the time, all moments of the day, 24/7. It's not realistic. It's not realistic. But yeah, the divorce statistics did double. So what I think that is, I think that's a change in the culture. I think that we shifted from a very moral culture in the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s to a very immoral culture in the 1960s and the 1970s. And you could call that a revolution. You could call that whatever you want to call it, the hippie era, whatever you want to call it. And people were looking for something outside of the box. However, they didn't realize how good they have it. And it's like now, 30, 40 years later, we see the results of that. We see lots of people, who are hooked on drugs. Drug statistics are through the roof. Opioid addiction, alcoholism, infidelity, cheating. It's just so much as, if you compare the culture from the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s to the culture today, there's just no comparison. It's absolutely immoral today, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse every decade. Yes, we've had improvements. Yes, there's a lot of things that are better. Like, okay, there's no more racism. Okay, women now are a lot more free as far as equality is concerned. But what have they done with that freedom? Have we taken those advancements? Have we taken that freedom and really made our lives better and gotten better from them, or have we actually gone downhill and just become immoral and become very loose? Now, someone really smart once said that grace is the ability to control, not the grace is the ability to control, not the freedom to be loose, right? So this concept of grace, meaning like, okay, so no one's going to judge you if you go and do something immoral, but that doesn't mean that what you're doing is not wrong, right? So it's like, yes, you have the freedom to go do immoral things. Yes, you technically have the freedom to be, a certain type of way, but that doesn't mean that certain type of way is going to benefit you or benefit society. And it's like, man, we got single moms everywhere. We got rampant STDs. We got millions and millions of abortions every year, which, the abortion clinic has killed more people than Hitler and Joseph Stalin combined. I mean, the amount of deaths that have come through abortion is in the hundreds of millions. So it's really crazy. So at the end of the day, what does that produce? What is that freedom? What is that cultural, the hippie free love movement? What does it produce? It's produced a nation full of really selfish, narcissistic, loosely immoral people. Just is what it is, man. So take a look, and appreciate you listening. Thanks for paying attention. Peace.